I found a 3-bedroom apartment in Riyadh for only 13,000 riyal a year, too good to be true. 7 nights later I ran away and never went back. This is the 100% true story of what happened to me, and why I still can't sleep properly. It was 2023, right before Ramadan. I needed a cheap place fast, and this flat in Al Malaz was perfect. The landlord smiled and said, "The last tenant left suddenly, that's why the rent is so low." I didn't ask any questions. I just signed the contract and moved in the same day. First night, exactly 2:47 a.m. I woke up to the sound of running water. The bathroom tap had turned on by itself. I walked in, the water wasn't clear. It was dark red, thick, like old rusty blood. I turned the tap off. 10 seconds later, it turned itself back on. I shut it tighter and then I heard it, a very soft woman's laugh coming from inside the pipes. Second night. I was half asleep when someone whispered my name right next to my ear, Ahmed. Ahmed. I jumped out of bed, turned on every light in the house. No one was there. But on the floor beside my bed I saw wet barefoot prints. They started from the bathroom door, walked straight to my bed, and just stopped. The footprints were small, like a woman's. Third night, I decided to stay awake and read Quran for protection. At one point I looked up at the mirror on the wall. Behind me stood a woman. Long black messy hair, no hijab, wearing a black abaya. Her head was tilted and she was smiling. I turned around fast, nothing. I looked back at the mirror, she was still there, smiling even wider, showing teeth. I smashed the mirror with my fist. Glass went everywhere, but the laughing didn't stop. Fifth night was the worst. I hadn't slept properly in days. At exactly 3:33 a.m., loud crying started from the bathroom. A woman screaming and sobbing, "Where is my baby? Please give me my baby. I just want my baby." The voice was coming from inside the walls. I grabbed my phone, turned on the flashlight, and slowly opened the bathroom door. The room was empty. But the bathtub was full of dark red water, and the tap was running again. On the wet tiles were tiny handprints, a child's handprints, crawling toward the door. Next morning I ran to the building guard and asked what happened in that flat. He turned pale and whispered, 5 years ago, a woman drowned her 2-year-old son in that bathtub, then hanged herself from the bathroom fan. Since then, every tenant hears the same things, and no one stays longer than 1 week. He said I was already on day 6. That same afternoon I packed one small bag and left forever. I never went back for my clothes, my laptop, nothing. Some things are not worth any money. If you've ever experienced something paranormal in Saudi Arabia or anywhere else, comment below. I read every single comment. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next story is even darker. Thanks for watching, and stay safe tonight.